My YouTube community doing today? Just had an awkward situation, a little kind of mentally off in this video. I just brought a brand new camera lens, spent like $160 on it. Prime lens. It looks beautiful, but then the problem is I was way too close on the shot. It's like I can't really use that unless I set it up far with a tripod, and I don't think I'm gonna have to turn it back. It just wasn't what I was looking for. The only reason I even bring that up is just I'm here, I'm not letting that bring me down. I see too many people, they let the little things in life they think about over and over again. They let them bring it down. Like I got this hole, I don't know if you guys see it well, right over here. Cut my head, I was bleeding the other day. I had blood coming across my head. Most people be freaking out, go to the hospital and try to get stitches and stuff. I was just like, it's okay. The point being, you have to kind of think about it and make it a problem so that it really is a problem. Why do I really bring this up? It kind of goes along with kind of what I wanted to get into in this video. I'm gonna just kind of tell some stories here with this because it's a really touchy subject, really itchy. I know it's gonna hit a lot of personal boundaries. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Like I said, I can only get my perspective, and that's actually what I wanted to talk about today. I say a lot of times in my videos that I can only give my perspective, my opinions, and then it had me really coming back and thinking about it because I understand everybody has their own perspective, everybody has their own opinions, and everyone's like, everyone sees their opinion, their perspective as being right. And I'm not saying my perspective is right, but it had me thinking about where do my perspectives come from? Where does my philosophy come from? And it made me realize, like, it's not even necessarily it's my perspective. I realized that a lot of my opinions, you might call, is not necessarily through my own personal experience and through my own personal struggle, but what I've witnessed about other people. I have a recurring theme that I don't think people like it when I say this. I think there's people out there, no offense to you guys, Mike, no offense to you, Mikey, I don't think people like it when I say things like, you're labeling the problem, you're kind of making it a problem, and maybe there's another way to deal with it. Like, I understand you have a real condition, and I just want to show you that maybe there's another way to look at it. Maybe you can take on another perspective and not hold yourself back. Before I get too into this, because I don't want to offend anyone, I'm going to tell personal stories. I have a brother. He was considered to be mentally, basically retarded at birth. There's pictures of him when he's 4 or 5 years old, leaning against a wall, always leaning against a wall, never standing on his own. He could not walk. Okay, I wish I had the exact number right now, but it was at least 4 years old until he was able to actually walk on his own. He was literally considered to be like he was going to go through his life mentally challenged. He was never going to be normal. He was never going to be okay. He'd be that kid in special ed, eating glue, sniffing glue, doing weird things. And everyone's like, what's wrong with him? But my mom didn't want to believe that. This is really early brain programming. This is really the basis for a lot of my beliefs, is what I actually witnessed. My mom didn't want to believe that. She didn't want to accept that her son was going to be mentally challenged. She didn't want to put him in the special ed class. She didn't want to take that. The doctors told her that he was going to be challenged. And she literally witnessed him being challenged. She witnessed him having struggles. She witnessed that he can't handle stress well, and it's almost like he just removes out of his life. And now I'm not saying that you don't have a real problem. I feel like this is really a message that goes out to Mikey right now. I'm not saying you don't have a real problem. I'm trying to say I think there's a problem with labeling problems. I honestly think so. Because she didn't want to accept that he has a problem. She didn't want to believe it. So she took him, she treated him like he was a normal person, did her best to give him a normal life. And it's not like she just pretend he didn't have a problem. She understands it. She still knows he has a problem. When he dropped out of high school, she didn't give him too much over it. She just accepted it. She accepted that maybe he's not gonna go off to do the greatest things. For me, when I dropped out of college, she wasn't okay with that. She wanted me to go to college, be a doctor, be a lawyer, do something great, do really great things. She wanted that for me. She wanted that for my other brother. But for this one, the one that was a little bit mentally challenged, she didn't push him that hard. She understood that he needed maybe special treatment. I'm not telling you you don't have a condition. I'm not telling you you don't have a problem. But she wouldn't accept. She didn't accept that he was just stuck that way. She didn't accept that he was just screwed. She didn't put him in the category of a special needs kid. She said that that was gonna be her son and she was gonna love him with all of her heart. This is a true story. None of this is made up. I'm literally thinking of it on the spot. Of my actual brother, my actual mom, what they actually went through. You know, I can't even call it a struggle. I can't even call it a struggle because they didn't make it a struggle. She didn't want to accept that he had a problem. And now if you looked at him now, you'd never know he's mentally challenged. You would never know. You would never have any idea. No offense to my other brothers, but there's some of them that you'd wonder if they were the mentally challenged one. You'd wonder how ill were they. You'd wonder where's their mind, while this guy, he's holds a job longer than me. Like, I can't hold a job for nothing. I cannot hold a job. I'm supposed to be the mentally stable, rational one. I can't even hold a job. He's been working a job for over 5 years. That's longer than me. The longest I ever had a job was 3 years. And ever since then, that number has been declining and declining and declining. How long I can hold my job? My last job was like 3 months. I'm supposed to be the normal one. This is really a lot of the philosophy here too. I'm like, I'm supposed to be the not diagnosed normal person, but I don't feel like it's what you think it is. I don't really feel like it's like as great as people think it is, and I don't really feel like mental illness is as bad as people think it is. I think we're all suffering. I think we all have trauma. I think we all have anxiety. We all have depression. We all have issues. I'm gonna pause for a moment. Sorry about that. I was trying to not pause when people come by, but this guy made it really weird. Like, he came over and he just stopped and he started staring at me, and he made it way too awkward, and I just started staring back like, can I help you? Just trying to shoot a video here, trying to help people. I'll move on to the next story because I kind of put out the basics for that story. You can look up on YouTube, The Prison of the Human Mind, and there's a midget man in a wheelchair. There's a midget man. All this is gonna have a point. I'm not just telling these stories for no point. There's a midget man in a wheelchair. He probably can't even really walk for himself. Like, I don't even know what it looked like if he tried to walk. He's in a wheelchair. He's really short. He's had every physical problem known to man, riddled with so many diseases, so many physical problems, so many physical conditions. And he's in a prison, talking to prisoners about freedom. And he's talking to them about the prison of the human mind. Really what basically everything is about. The prison that's here. Those mental bars that you put on you when you put that label on yourself, you put that judgment on yourself, and you tell yourself you're stuck with this condition and it can't be improved. I'm here to tell you that is not the case. Go look online. You're on YouTube right now, The Prison of the Human Minds, and watch a midget man in a wheelchair who's been through worse than you can ever imagine, worse than you, tell you, anyone who's watching this, tell you about the prison of the mind. About how you can still be free, how you can still be happy, how you can still be normal. Watch him tell you about how he has the richest, most successful people in the world come to him so that he can help them. So he could help rid them of their depression, of their struggles, of what they put themselves through. The mind. I'm being really careful about this because when I start talking about certain subjects, I know I make people uncomfortable and they're like, they don't want to hear that. The whole point of this being that whatever you're going through, somebody else is going through something worse. There's somebody else going through something worse and they overcame it. They got themselves to a better situation. And you don't have to be stuck with your problems. You don't have to be stuck with your life's situations. I got one more story to put before I try to wrap up this video. This one really goes out to you, Mikey. I hope you're watching this. Your autism nephew, I mean, I'm sure lots of us out there have people with autism, related to autism. You could have autism yourself and you're watching this. It doesn't have to be a curse. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. There are people with autism that go on to do great things, to do the greatest of things. You can go on YouTube and you can watch a man with autism that is a master at playing piano beyond what you would consider humanly possible. They tested this. They had a man just make a song and come up and play the song. And then the other man, the autistic guy, would just hear the song once. And then he'd have to replay the song. And they tested it to 97% accuracy, and the look on the autistic man's face was like, damn, I knew I could have done better. What do you mean 97%? I want to do 100%. They tested him where they've had like just a school of college kids in an auditorium. There's like throwing random songs at him. Play this song, all these different classical songs, and he just knew them. He just remembered them. This is just one example, but I've seen countless time after time after time again. Autism is one of those things that does not have to be a problem. I've seen time after time again. I can't think of any better examples right now, but with people who have autism and they go on, and it gives them this, like, it almost gives them a superpower. It gives them like such a great focus in life that they could do something better than you would think humanly possible, better than anyone else can do it. Your nephew, your friend, your cousin, your wife, your mother, your daughter, your son, whoever's watching this video who knows someone autistic, it does not have to be a problem. No mental illness has to be a problem. That was really kind of the point of this video. I really kind of just wanted to share those stories with you guys. Really, why my perspective is my perspective. That's really the whole point of this video, and I use the stories because I don't want to offend anyone. It's not truly my own perspective. I want to tell you that I'm not here to tell you. I am not here to tell you that I've had a worse situation than you and I've overcome a worse situation than you. That's not what I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you that I've witnessed people who have had worse situations than you, worse situations that all of us can even imagine, that overcame it, that got themselves into a better position in their lives. And I just want to tell you guys, there's no reason you can't be one of these people. There's no reason any condition you have has to hold you back. There's no reason that you can't still go on to live a completely different life, do great things, accomplish all your goals, accomplish all your dreams, not let anything hold you back. Escape the prison of your mind, drop the labels, drop the judgments. You still understand that you have a problem. You still know that you have a problem. You still actively manage it, but it no longer has to hold you back. And if you don't believe me, just do a nice internet search. Find people who's had your condition, who's gotten past it. Forget my words. I'm telling you what I've witnessed, and I've witnessed time and time again, people come from worse, and they use that as motivation to get them to better. So what I want to inspire on to you guys today, you guys have a lovely day, have a lovely life. Go change the way you're living your lives, change your world, change your reality, change your universe, change your family's life, change the lives of all those around you. There's nothing that holds you back anymore. Have a lovely life.